You are welcome to the Messiah channel. We are an end time channel dedicated to awakening people for the end times at the time when the Messiah is coming. And today our discussion is on the battle. It's a spiritual battle going on between God and Lucifer. And the battle is over the souls of the children of Jacob. Would they be for God? Would they be for Lucifer? And who are the children of Jacob? Even the issue of definition of who is a children or a child of Jacob, who are the children of Jacob, is all part of the battle, the spiritual battle for the souls of the children of God. After all, when Moses died, the scripture is very clear. There was a battle over the body of Moses. The angel of the Lord and the angel of Lucifer were battling for control over the body of the prophet Moses. And the battle is still going on. In this case, we are looking at the battle for the souls of the children of God, the children of Jacob who were scattered to all the four corners of the earth. As part of the battle, they even ask a question that's race matter. Definitely race matters because race is an issue of the battle against the children of God. Their race has been used as a means of excluding them from scriptures. And we are looking at the diplomatic battle that went on between Egypt and the 1948 state. I'm referring to the statement made by Gamal Abdel Nasser, who was a former president of Egypt. He was asked a question why he wouldn't recognize the state of Israel, the 1948 state. And he looked at history. Gamal Abdel Nasser said, the Jews who were in Palestine, they were black and they left. And then they came back white. So he was questioning, how come? What led them to come white when they left black? I'm not going into details, but it's a diplomatic question. How can the children of Jacob leave Jerusalem black and come white? It's a question. It means that somebody has changed somebody's color. It means somebody has changed somebody's identity. And so Gamal Abdel Nasser asked the question. And the question is prophetic because in Revelation 2 verse 9, Revelation 3 verse 9, the Messiah himself said that in the end times, in the day that we are in, there are some people who call themselves Jews, but they are not. They are of the synagogue of Satan. Prophetically, it means that there will be a spiritual battle in the end times over the souls of the children of Jacob. And there will be a blasphemy of those who say they are the children of Jacob, but they are not. So it's part of the battle. And Gamal Abdel Nasser, he used a political weapon. And the weapon he used was his knowledge about the identity of those who left Jerusalem after the destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70. When we look at the statement of Gamal Abdel Nasser, we have to look into archaeology. So we are looking into archaeology, archaeological records regarding the ruins of the city of Masada. Masada was part of Judah, and the city defended Judah during the time of the destruction of Jerusalem by the Romans. Archaeological records show that there were Negroes based upon the bones and the hairstyle and the features, the Negroid features, when archaeological evidence was discovered in the old city from the ruins of Masada, a city that was destroyed during the time of the final destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70. Black men, black people, they were in Masada, the province of Judah. They defended the city. They resisted to the last minute until they were defeated by the Gentile power, Rome. Archaeological records shows that being a Negro, a Hebrew Israelite matters because blacks were in Jerusalem before it was destroyed. And so they saw the prophecy of the Messiah in Luke 21:24. Jerusalem will be taken by the Gentiles. It will be trodden by the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles is up. And the Hebrew Israelites will be taken as captives. And now somebody is saying that the Hebrew Israelites are not the children of God. They cannot be Israelites. They cannot be Jews. They cannot. And it's all part of the battle for the souls of the children of Jacob. And who can be a Jew? And they have a definition not provided by a prophecy, definition not provided by the scripture. It's a definition provided by the powers that be, the dominant culture. And history is evident that he who has power has control over history, because he will write his story and call it history. And so they define a Jew to fit a particular race, and they define Judaism to fit their narrative. And so you cannot be a Jew, you cannot be part of Judaism because you don't fit. And definitely your race doesn't fit. It's all part of the battle for the souls of the children of Jacob, the true children of Jacob. And so today, you don't fit the definition of a Jew, and scientifically also you don't fit because you don't have a DNA based upon questionable methodology, scientific methodology, and they are using DNA to define who is a child of Jacob, and they are distorting facts. The true children of Jacob are not identified by DNA test. They have a bloodline. The Lord who scattered them knows who they are. He can count the hair on their heads. He knows their bones from the graves where they were scattered, from the seas where they were thrown, and from the land that they were scattered to. The Lord knows who they are, and he knows them. In the battle for the souls of the children, or the children of Jacob, the Lord knows who the children of Jacob are, and Satan knows who the children of Jacob are. But Satan has a strategy. It's a strategy that he's using in the battle for the souls of the children of Jacob. The strategy of deception and the strategy of destruction both work to fulfill Satan's agenda. He came to steal, to kill, and destroy. And Satan is leading the battle for the souls of the children of Jacob to steal and kill and destroy them. And as we are talking about the battle for the souls of the children of Jacob, as we are talking about the Hebrew Israelites who are scattered over the world, there's a question that we ask. It's a prophetic question. Do Hebrew Israelites matter? Does it matter if you are a Hebrew Israelite? Does race matter? And those people who are asking the question, some of them are asking the question out of hypocrisy, because the awakening has shown that the scattered of Judah are black, and now they are changing the goalpost. They are changing the question. If you are a Hebrew, does it matter? Does race matter? Race matters because the battle for the souls of the children of Jacob is a racial battle. It's part of the racial narrative, and it matters to be a Hebrew Israelite. It matters for you to be aware of your Hebrew heritage, because the Hebrews matter to God. Hebrew Israelites, they matter to God. God chose them, and God made a decree about his chosen people. And so in Deuteronomy 14:2, the Lord said that he has chosen the children of Jacob. He has chosen Israel to be above all nations. Deuteronomy 14 verse 2. Has the Lord changed his mind? No. I don't remember the last time the Lord changed his mind with regard to the chosen of God, the group of people who have been chosen above all nations, as the Lord stated in Deuteronomy 14 verse 2. Does it matter to be a Hebrew Israelite? Does it matter to be a child of Jacob? Yes, it matters, because the prophet Isaiah said that the Israelite, the chosen of God, they will be a light unto the Gentiles. And prophetically speaking, the light of the world came through the loins of Jesse. He came as the son of David, the Messiah, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. He came to be the light unto the world. And the prophet Isaiah said that if you are an Israelite, you are a light unto the Gentiles. You ought to be a light unto the Gentiles. And so you are not a light if you are a blockade to the Gentiles. If you are a stumbling block to the Gentiles, you need to change, because as a Hebrew, you are supposed to be a light unto the Gentiles, as the Messiah is a light unto the Gentiles. You, a Hebrew, is a light unto the Gentiles. You have to show them the way. Remember, Peter, he went to the Gentile, Cornelius. He showed him the way. He brought Cornelius to the light of God. So Cornelius was brought into the light by Peter, because as a child of God, as a child of Jacob, you are a light unto the Gentiles. So it matters if you are a Hebrew Israelite. And if you are black, you are a Hebrew Israelite. It matters, because you are chosen to be a light unto the Gentiles. It matters because the selection is divine. The selection that you will be a light unto the Gentiles is a divine selection. The selection that you will be a nation above all nations is a divine selection. And so you see that in the book of Revelation, when the Lord was selecting the 144,000 people, he selected them from the tribe of Jacob 12,000 each from the tribe of Jacob. And you see the gates of heaven are named. The foundations of heaven are based upon the 12 tribes of Jacob. So it matters physically and spiritually. It matters because you being a chosen of God, a child of Jacob, it was by a divine selection, and there are prophetic implications. You need to be aware of your identity. You need to be aware of your duties and responsibilities, and you need to know your God, the God that you served, the God that your ancestors served, the one who created the universe, not the God of Illuminati, not the God of Freemason, not the God of Mormon. And so you need to know that there's a spiritual battle, and you have to reflect on that. You have to see the spiritual battle for the souls of the children of Jacob. Where are you? Are you going to worship the true God, or are you going to worship the God of your captors, the idols of wood, the idols of stone, the God of Mammon, the God of Freemason, the God of Illuminati? Are you still going to be disobedient? It's part of the battle. Remember your history. A king, Balak, he hired a prophet to come and curse you, so that the Lord will destroy you. And the scheme is still going on. It is part of the battle for the souls of the children of Jacob. And in the end times, when the Messiah is coming to gather you, the battle is still going on. And it is the intent of Lucifer to steal your identity and to kill you physically and to destroy you spiritually. So there's a battle going on, and the battle is for the souls of the children of Jacob. And the battle is not only spiritual, it is also physical. It's a battle of physical destruction. Physical destruction. And don't be amazed because the attempt to destroy you in Egypt was physical destruction, to destroy you by genocide. The attempt to kill Moses is the evidence that you have. And in your days, there's an attempt to destroy you physically. So you remember the policies that they recommend for you. Who Secretary of State of the United States, Henry Kissinger, he recommended that people of certain race, there are too many and they should be depopulated. Of course, Henry Kissinger was talking about Africa. Of course, Henry Kissinger is aware of the Hebrew heritage of Africa. Of course, Henry Kissinger was aware that the Igbos of Nigeria are Hebrews. He called them Jews. They are Hebrews. He's aware of that. And so when Henry Kissinger recommends the policy of depopulation, he meant the policy of destruction. And he knew the people that he was destroying. Satan and his agents know the people that they want to destroy. And so if you go to the neighborhoods in the United States, the black neighborhood, you see structural violence coming under the guise of a policy, drug policy, housing policy, and all kinds of policy with the intent to destroy the Hebrew Israelites. Don't forget the Planned Parenthood Association, the Planned Parenthood movement, to bring abortion to black neighborhood, to destroy black children, and to pursue a lot of policies identified as policies of destroying black communities. Of course, they know who who the blacks are. They know the Negro. They know their Hebrew and heritage. And structural violence is part of the destruction. Is part of the battle for the souls of the children of Jacob. Physical destruction and eventually spiritual destruction. And the physical destruction came under the guise of official policy. And so, for those who remember the case of Tuskegee, the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, an experiment that was intended to inject black men with syphilis under the guise of treating them, and they died. And it was an experiment of depopulation, experiment of deleting black men. The Tuskegee syphilis experiment went on from 1932 to 1972, 40 years. 40 years of experiment of the life of Negroes is part of the battle for the souls of the children of Jacob. A decree by the king Herod to kill all Hebrew children. It is part of the battle for the souls of the children of Jacob. The Amalekites and their genocide against the Hebrews was part of the spiritual battle. And in the end time, the battle has taken many forms. The battle of identity, the battle of destroying the identity of the Hebrews so that they will not know who they are, so that they will not prepare for the redemption that is coming their way. And in this battle, awakening has to come. Awakening of the black man who was a Jew and he converted to be a Christian, and he is converted. He's converting to be a Muslim, and he doesn't know his identity, whether a Jew, whether a Christian, whether a Muslim, whether an atheist. He's not aware of his Hebrew heritage, and so he doesn't know the prophecies that are about him. He doesn't know that the time of the redemption is very close, because the Lord said that he will gather his elect from all the four corners of the earth. But for the gathering to come, the Hebrews need to be awakened. And here is part of the battle, a spiritual battle for the souls of the children of Jacob. Where would they go? Would they go into the presence of the Lord, or they will be destroyed? The Lord wants them to know who they are so that they will repent and accept his laws and commandments, so that he will he will remember them and he will heal them, and they will continue to be his people, and he will be their God. And in this awakening, research is very, very important. And that's why I want to remind you that the battle for the souls of the children of Jacob is also a battle of research. And books and movies have been done to distort the identity of the Hebrews, but the awakening cannot be stopped. So I recommend you to read, I recommend that you read a book from Babylon to Timbuktu, written by Rudolph Windsor. It gives you a background of how the Hebrew Israelites fled Jerusalem when the city, the holy city, was attacked and destroyed in AD 70. How they moved across the continent of Africa, how they were dispersed, and how they formed a kingdom in West Africa, the kingdom of Judah, and how they were shipped into ships to all the four corners of the earth. You should know the identity of the Hebrews. Don't let anybody destroy their history, because the dominant culture and the powers that be, they will write their history and they will impose it on people. He writes his story and claims it is your history. Don't let anybody write his story and propose that to you as history. You need to know the true facts, and I recommend the book written by Rudolph Windsor, From Babylon to Timbuktu. And I also recommend that you read the 4-volume books written by Ronald Darton Jr., who has written what I believe to be one of the most comprehensive research accounts on the issue of the Hebrew identity of the Negro, from Hebrews to Negroes, 4 volumes, from Hebrews to Negroes. You should read that, and you should also read the book written by Dante Faustin, and regarding how the Hebrew Israelites were hidden in America, and they are still hiding in America, and the secrets behind it, and the conspiracy to distort the story of the Hebrew, the battle for identity of the Hebrews, identity theft, historic identity theft, international conspiracy to distort the identity of the Hebrew, is part of the battle for the soul of the children of Jacob. Know who you are, and as a child of God, you know why you are important, and you will then understand the reason for the spiritual battle. The Lord chose you to be a nation above all nations. Deuteronomy 14 verse 2. The Lord chose you to be a light unto the Gentiles, as Peter became a light to Cornelius, as the Messiah is a light unto the world. So you are supposed to be a light unto the world. Now, you a light unto the world, or are you darkness unto the world? You need to shine, and your light should be on the Gentiles. You should not eat meat offered to idols. And when they impose their hidden culture on you, you have to remember it is not your culture. Your culture can be found in Leviticus. Your laws are found in the Bible. Your laws are not found in constitutions. Your models are not celebrities. Your models are your brothers. Moses, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They change their name, but you know them. They change your name as a Hebrew. They give you a slave name, but you still know who you are. It's all part of the battle for the souls of the children of Jacob. You know you are in a battle. The battle for your identity, the battle for your redemption is an agenda in the battle. Satan is there to destroy you. He will destroy you by killing you physically and also killing you spiritually. You can be killed physically and spiritually if you don't understand the dynamics of the spiritual warfare that is waged against you. We wrestle not with flesh and blood. We wrestle with principalities and powers, spiritual wickedness in high places. And all those forces are at work in the end time. They are working online and offline to destroy your identity. But the ultimate conspiracy is a spiritual battle to get your soul, so that they can condemn your soul. But you are a Hebrew Israelite. You have to know that the kingdom of the Messiah is coming. Prepare for it, so that you will stand worthy to, you'll be worthy to stand in the presence of the Lord, as stated in Luke 21 verse 36. Thank you for watching this video. This video is to awaken you that you are in a battle, and that battle is a battle for the soul of the children of Jacob. Thank you.